So you're thinking about moving to either Laguna Beach or Newport, and you're not quite sure which one's going to be best for you. Well, they're both two of the most popular cities in all of California, but certainly in Orange County. So in this video, I'm going to break down Laguna versus Newport Beach so that you can hopefully make a little bit better decision. Now let's dive right into the video. And before I do, I want to make sure I introduce myself. My name is Christian. I'm a team leader and owner of Onyx Homes, which is a real estate sales team that has helped over 600 people move in and around Southern California, specifically in Orange County. So let's dive right in. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to compare size. So while I do this, I'm going to pull up my website here, onyxhomes.com, and I'm going to click on the search button up here at the top left. And I'm going to go ahead, and what you're going to see first, I'll zoom out, is you can see where we're at here in Orange County. And then I'm going to go zoom in, and you can see here is where Newport Beach is, and then here is where Laguna. So let me do this. I'm going to narrow down to just the two. So I'm going to type in one at a time. I'm going to Newport Beach, and I'm also going to type in Laguna Beach. And I got city, and I think that was right for Newport. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so here's where we're at. Again, if you're in Orange County, Newport is right in the central. Laguna would be technically South Orange County. I kind of draw the line at like Irvine on north and south. And yes, I know I'm kind of drawing a diagonal, but Orange County as a whole is kind of sideways. So anyway, Newport Beach is up here and Laguna Beach is here. And the line is kind of right here. Crystal Cove is where Newport Beach starts, and Emerald Bay is the north part of Laguna Beach. So this is an easy line here to see the size. Overall, they're actually pretty similar in size. Laguna Beach has the huge canyon, as you can see here, Laguna Coast Wilderness Park, and then Crystal Cove. This is technically Newport. Crystal Cove is. So overall, Newport is bigger in the sense of if you were just walking around driving, looking in the two different areas, Newport's going to be a little bit bigger than Laguna Beach, but Laguna Beach has so much green space in the canyon, which makes it also large overall. But as far as where you actually have population, as you can see with Laguna Beach, way smaller than what you have in Newport. It's way more population. Let me pull up some stats for you here. So the population size, just to show that difference, is 82,000 in Newport Beach, while Laguna Beach has 22,000. So it's 4 times the size of population, but the overall size, Laguna Beach is like 10 square miles, Newport's 50 square miles. So it's quite a bit larger in Newport Beach, but it's way bigger in the sense of actual population size. Now, from the location standpoint, let's go back to our map here. Newport Beach is, I'll say, they're both unique for very different reasons. Where Newport Beach is at makes it way more convenient from a location standpoint than Laguna. So if we zoom in here, you've got SNA, which is the John Wayne Airport. This is the major airport for Orange County, which is just right on the 405 freeway. You've also got the 5 freeway that goes, let me see if I can get the 5 to show up. The 5 freeways here. And then you have the 55 highway or freeway that runs right down into like the north portion of Newport, right? This is kind of where Newport meets the 55 freeway, runs right literally into PCH. And then you have the 73 toll road, which runs right above Laguna down to like, if you're going to South OC, you would, like when I live in Mission Viejo, for example, I take the 73 to go to Newport. And then you have Irvine as well too. So Newport is very convenient for a lot of reasons. You have PCH that runs right on the coast. You have the 55. You also have the 73, very close to the 405, and it's right on John Wayne, right? So all of those things make it very convenient. Laguna Beach, on the other hand, is a little bit the opposite. There's literally only 3 ways in and out of Laguna Beach. You have PCH north and south. And to go north, you would have to drive all the way, like let's say if we were to drive north to try to get anywhere, you have to drive all the way north to Newport. So if you're going to Newport, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're going to go like on the freeway, you are not going that way. South, you'd have to go all the way, basically go around Laguna Niguel and go the freeway down here or cut up through Laguna Niguel. So the most convenient way to get to Laguna Beach really is the Laguna Canyon Road. And this is a 1 lane. I wonder if I could show a satellite view of this. I can't. This is like a 1 lane, 2 lane road. just seeing how close it gets. This can get really backed up. So in traffic seasons, Laguna's traffic is just really hard to deal with. You can also take Crown Valley, which is a major freeway exit off the 5, which takes you all the way through Laguna Niguel up to Ladera. So like those are really the only ways to get to Laguna Beach. So from a convenience standpoint, Newport far outweighs Laguna Beach in that regard. Now, as far as real estate goes, the median home price for both Newport and Laguna is going to fluctuate on a month-to-month basis depending on what actually sells. But Newport is going to be a little bit more expensive overall than Laguna Beach is, and by a median price point. And for reference, we're talking like between $3.5 million and $4.5 million. So it's not really that big of a difference, but Newport is a little bit more expensive overall than Laguna Beach is. Newport has more higher end properties just by volume, because again, it's 4 times the size population, meaning there's more homes than Laguna Beach does. So that's another big factor as well too, but they're both definitely luxury markets, right? If we look at, let me filter out any like one-off type properties, and I'm just gonna go single family townhome condo. And let's go ahead and just look at the lowest price. So 800,000, this is in Laguna. These are in Laguna Beach as well too, but I will also say this particular little neighborhood is really odd that this is in Laguna. So this is Laguna Beach, this is Aliso Viejo. So if you excluded these homes, and you'll see that really you're more like $1 million or so in Newport, but you could also get that in Laguna Beach as well too. So to think that these are just crazy high-end cities only is not really true. There's a lot of people that are in this entry-level price point to Newport Laguna that are in the $1 million range, and you can live in these cities for not a crazy amount of money. Like not every house is 10 million bucks. However, your high-end stuff, like I mentioned before, let me go to the highest price stuff. You're gonna see that most of these are gonna land in Newport Coast, right? You got Newport Coast, and you got on the bay. You got a lot of this stuff. We get the Corona del Mar, obviously, even, and we're down all the way down to the $40 million before we get to Laguna Beach, right? So there's a lot more of the way high end. Laguna Beach has really high end stuff, obviously, in like the 60s, 70s, but there's just so few of it, and it very rarely comes on the market. More like trophy properties rather than there's a lot of $30 million properties, $40 million properties in Newport as well too, right? So that really is kind of a wash if you would ask me. Now, as far as the styles, this is where they're wildly different cities. So in Newport Beach, you have like different sections of the city that feel very different. So Crystal Cove and Pelican, for example, are the very luxurious, very ritzy, gate guarded, like beautiful large home communities, right? 15,000 square feet. Like these are the most expensive ones, but this is a very different feel than you would see in Corona del Mar, which is like this section of Newport Beach here, which is also a very different feel than like Balboa Island or the Peninsula, right? And then you have Dover Shores and East Bluff. Like these are more of like your suburban type feel. And then you have Back Bay as well too. So Newport Beach has different like styles and feels, different feelings depending on where you would live. Now Laguna Beach, on the opposite hand of that, let's go and look at just Laguna Beach. This is going to be where you'll see very different. Laguna Beach is all kind of the same in the sense of it's way more beachy feel. Like the idea of going to Newport for the beach, to go to Laguna Beach for the beach, if that makes sense. You have beautiful beaches in both. We're cutting hairs on like which is better, but Laguna Beach has probably the most amazing coastline in all of California. It's up there for sure. Your architecture is what is so unique in Laguna Beach. So you've got this beachy feel lifestyle. You're gonna see way less like commercial feel. You're gonna see way more mom and pop feel in Laguna Beach than you would in Newport. You're going to see incredible architecture all over Laguna Beach, whereas Newport, you're gonna see more of the HOA style where every neighborhood kind of looks the same. You'll see definitely, and there's some areas where that's not true, but generally speaking, you're gonna see way more of that in Newport than you would in Laguna, whereas in Laguna, you're gonna get a very wide range of different types of properties. You can see very new modern, you can see, obviously there's waterfront, you can see more of that Mediterranean feel, and a little bit, literally a little bit of everything. And that is one of the things that I think I respect the most about Laguna Beach is the architecture is just so unique. It is such a family feel, and there's like literally no chain restaurants. There's no chain, I shouldn't say no, but like it's very limited in that regard. And that is something that is just inherently unique about Laguna, and that's where Laguna and Newport really, really differ. Now, where they're very similar is the nightlife and feel. So both cities are gonna have a lot of different restaurants you can go hang out, a lot of different bars, a lot of different entertainment. There's a lot of things to do in both cities. Now, with Newport just frankly being much larger, it does a little bit outshine Laguna Beach in that regard. So for Newport Beach, you have just inherently because of how Newport's set up, you have a lot of different things. So with Laguna Beach, you have nightlife and stuff like that. You've got beaches, which are some of the best beaches anywhere. And then you've got incredible architecture, lots of shopping and stuff to do like that. With Newport, you have all of that, a little bit more of the commercial side, like more of the brand names that you know. But you also just, you have the harbor. So that's a huge thing. There's a lot to do right around there. Versus Laguna, if you want to go to a restaurant that's right on the water, like there's not a whole lot of real estate literally there. So you just have way more opportunity for that in Newport. You also have Balboa Island, which is fun. You've got the peninsula, so there's a lot more going on there as well too. You've got Fashion Island, which is right over here in Newport Center. You've got the Country Club. There's just a lot more. You also have Crystal Cove as well too. You've got Pelican Hill, one of the nicest resorts, which you also obviously in Laguna Beach. You've got the Montage and Surf and Sand. There's several resorts in both that are nice. My point is there's just a little bit more diversity of stuff to do in Newport. A byproduct of it is it has a harbor, Laguna Beach doesn't. It's way bigger, so there's just more stuff. It's also more densely populated than Laguna Beach is as well too. So that is some of the differences between Laguna Beach and Newport Beach. Is there a clear winner? Honestly, it really depends on what you want. And from dealing with tons of people who are buying and selling and moving around both cities, there's definitely a clear better option for most people. Honestly, believe it or not, there's not a whole lot of people that would live in Newport or Laguna. They're usually opposites. So the Newport Beach, somebody that would be more gravitated towards Newport Beach would probably be more gravitated towards a Dana Point as another option, as maybe a more affordable option. To whereas somebody that was more gravitating towards Laguna Beach might be looking more at like a San Clemente, for example. Those two cities have more in common. They're just a little bit different. So if you liked this video, if you found this helpful, honestly, what I'd recommend is let's figure out your unique situation. Go over to allaboutoc.com, drop your information. If you want to book a call with one of our local experts, you absolutely can. And we can walk through what you're looking for in the different neighborhoods that you should be looking in, or at least we think you should be looking in. But if you found this video helpful, this next one is going to be on the different and best neighborhoods in Laguna Beach. So if you're leaning more towards Laguna, watch this video, and I will see you in the next one.